My name is Ruth and I'm from Malvern. Well, we started 6 years ago really to try and get Worcestershire County Council to take some Syrian families under a government scheme. Should have been easy, and it turned out that it wasn't that easy, and we ended up doing 3 years of campaigning, which we hadn't set out to do. But we were successful, and eventually 100 people were accepted. Initially 50 people, which was about 12 families, were welcomed to Worcestershire. But ironically, as we were the first group to start, no one was brought to Malvern at that point. So that's just a little bit about our history. Now we have 5 families, and we are actually about to apply for another family. We didn't start out as a community sponsorship group or a resettlement group or anything like that, really. The impetus was just to create a culture of welcome for refugees in our area. The actual work we do to support families is many and varied. I mean, you just have to imagine you've arrived in a country, you haven't wanted to go there. So it's completely different from going to, I don't know, to Spain for a holiday and wanting to try all the local food and, play around with the language and meet the people. You've been forced to come and you've left so much behind. So it's a completely different mindset. But all the same, if you've ever been on holiday, you might imagine how difficult it is to communicate. Maybe if you've been ill on holiday and you've had to go to a clinic or a hospital or something like that. And that's very difficult. Well, multiply that by 1 million really, that you've come to a country and you've got problems, medical problems, and you're trying to communicate these and you don't speak the language and you don't understand the system, you don't understand people's body language. It's very difficult, and I think we're learning all the time. I'm learning from supporting people just how many pitfalls there are. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. It's a two-way thing because they're good neighbours too, actually. Yeah, I like to think, I mean, we talk a lot about integration, about someone coming and are they integrated? But it's a two-way thing. I mean, we are gaining, the host community is gaining from having them here. I certainly am. My contact with all the 5 families in Malvern is a complete joy. I feel I gain all the time from that.